Would everyone please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Welcome to the Bellows Falls Union High School Class of 2021 commencement. As I look into the crowd, I see the supportive faces of our family, friends, teachers, faculty, and community members who have been by our side since day one. Mr. Hodgson wasn't lying when he told us way back when we were freshmen not to blink because these 4 years would go by faster than we would ever imagine. Here we are, all that time later, yet it still feels like just yesterday we were having our freshman home visits and touring the school. One of the first aspects that struck me as unique about our school was that it doesn't have any walls. To my surprise, this turned out to be one of my favorite aspects about the building. There is nothing better than hearing the laughter of our teachers and classmates in the class next door and being able to pop your head over the divider and joke along with them. There is a strong sense of community within our school, and the class of 2021 is truly the epitome of fun-loving and eager to learn. As our time at BFUHS comes to an end, we are thankful for our time here and hope we have had just as much of a positive impact on the school and community here as they have had on us. As class president, it is my pleasure to congratulate the class of 2021. We made it.
Good evening, friends and family of my fellow graduates, and congratulations to the class of 2021 for reaching this huge stepping stone in our lives. A few months ago, when I was thinking about what to write for my graduation speech, a horrible tragedy occurred that devastated our tight-knit community. It was then that I realized the importance of making the most of every day, because life can be taken at any moment. Due to this loss, I reflected back on a film I watched in both Miss Iman's and Miss Palmer Guest's English classes, Dead Poet Society, starring Robin Williams. One phrase within the film has always stuck with me, carpe diem, signifying seize the day. I know Miss Hart is smiling somewhere out there because I wrote my speech around a Latin term. However, I have a feeling she'd say my translation isn't entirely correct, so I'll continue before she gets the chance. I have learned throughout these last 4 years that life is way too short, and we all need to enjoy life before it's too late. My advice to everyone listening is to always maintain a positive attitude and make the best of every bad situation. I'd like to individually thank all of the people who have helped me along the way, but it is simply impossible to thank everyone. For starters, I'd like to thank each and every one of my teachers who not only taught me a plethora of different subjects, but valuable life lessons as well. I'd like to thank Miss Swan for helping me deal with my AP test that didn't submit, Miss Joby for giving me the only B I've ever received, Miss T for the countless potlucks, and Mr. Willis for the daily football debates. I have several more to share, but we have 8 more speeches today, so I'll continue for the sake of time. I give a huge thanks to Coach Studley for doubling as my football coach and boss. I'll never forget the transition from leaf-blowing the tennis courts to running 10s and 20s in the Dust Bowl on those scorching summer afternoons. And thanks to Coach Lockerbie for the long speeches in between each blow of the whistle that let us catch our breath during conditioning. Thanks to Coach Holler, Coach James, Coach Haskell, and many more for bringing us our first home playoff basketball game and win in over a decade. I'd also like to thank my friends for all the pickup basketball games, the expensive daily drives to Allen Brothers for lunch, and the long bus rides after games of throwing literally anything we can find at each other without Coach Lockerbie seeing. Sorry, Coach. Oh, and a huge thanks goes out to my girlfriend for putting up with me for this long. I'm still not sure how you've done it. I'm also forever grateful to the Nyströms for being like a second family to me for the last 2 years or so. Thank you to my brother and sister for making every moment at home exciting, especially that time you guys broke the brand new TV with the resistance bands. A huge thank you also goes out to my grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins for always being by my side. Most of all, however, I'd like to thank my parents. They are truly the strongest people I know, and I definitely would not be standing up here today without their support. I'd like to thank my mom for giving me her talkativeness, along with the countless meals she has made for me despite my picky eating habits. And a huge thanks goes out to my dad for giving me his relentless sarcasm, and for being a good sport every time I beat him out in the driveway. My mom was probably crying behind her camera right now, but we all saw that one coming. If any of you can take one thing away from my speech, I want it to be that each of you make the most of every day from here on out. I'd also like to point out that I've delivered my entire speech without referencing that particular virus that put us in lockdown over a year ago. I know, I just did. But COVID doesn't exist anyways, though. Right, Dom? I'd also like to point out that our class got our first winter carnival win. I had to fit that in somewhere. With that being said, I request that everyone seizes the day and lives out the rest of their lives with no regrets. Congratulations to all of my fellow graduates, along with their families and friends. We made it. Next, we have Not Just a Class by Sydney Bazin.
When many think of the word school, they often associate it with learning. For example, learning math, science, language, history, and putting in the work to pass each class. For many students, they have the same classes every day, go home and do homework, and wake up in the morning to do it all over again. This mundane pattern can become tiring and boring and may even cause some students to fall asleep during every class. You know who you are. It wasn't until the global pandemic that I thought of school as anything other than a chore I was forced to do every day, where I counted down the days until the weekend. Don't get me wrong though, senioritis is very real and hit me way harder than I expected it to. I look back on the first day, excited to see everyone in person after the previous semester shifted to remote learning and isolation from the outside world. However, this feeling of initial excitement definitely didn't last long. Despite COVID restrictions making it so we had to be separated into cohorts by alphabetical order, only seeing these designated halves each day, it was a miracle we were in school at all with so many unknowns. Come second semester, classes felt like they were all morphing together, and it was becoming harder and harder to stay engaged and focus on the purpose of why we were there, to learn. Despite my horrible case of senioritis, when I look back to what life was like a year ago, I realize just how lucky we really are. It has occurred to me how privileged we are to have school in person, because learning through a computer screen shockingly made me miss being able to hear what my teacher is talking about without my internet buffering and listening to 5 other classes at the same time, given the nature of our open concept environment. Sadly, we did have to change and sacrifice certain aspects of school and sports, but standing here in front of all of our friends and family today, I know how fortunate we are to have the opportunity to walk across the stage after all we've been through together. Last year at this time, we were all at home, trying new TikTok trends, and let's face it, sleeping through most of our Zooms, the new norm of 2020. Flash forward a year, and the whole school is back 5 days a week, spring sports had a season, prom happened, and life is finally beginning to feel back to normal again. As I've been spending time with my classmates in the last period of our senior year, I found myself reflecting on what I have learned over the past year. We are not just a class, we are a family. We're here to pick each other up and encourage one another, and most of all, we share the commonality of trying to have a senior year through a pandemic. This is truly an experience that will live with us forever and serve as a tool to bring us together, not drive us apart. While reflecting, I also realized that school is so much more than just a routine of classes each day, as I previously thought. When we were fully remote last year, I missed the real human connection that school has to offer. School is not just about learning material and testing on it, but is about bonding with our classmates by playing frisbee and football outside during free time, having real conversations and discussions with Miss T in AP Comparative Government, saying hi to Mr. Murphy in the hallways as I head to class, and witnessing how late the Graham twins can be to first block each day. Their record is an hour and a half. Fellow classmates, these are the moments that truly matter in high school that we took for granted before the pandemic turned our worlds upside down. These memories all went by in a flash. I would do anything to play one last soccer game with my teammates, have one last homecoming, one last winter carnival, to watch one last football game under those Friday night lights, and one last first day with the people I've grown up with. We were so excited to be the seniors, the upperclassmen, and now it's time to pass our torch on to the next. I want to close by emphasizing again that's why I'm like this. I can hear you. I can hear you. I want to close by emphasizing again that the class of 2021 is not just a bunch of kids who happen to be graduating together, but we are a family that will forever have this unique bond, and school's purpose is not just to learn, but is a way to strengthen our bond through making memorable moments to look back on and smile. We are not just a class. We are future nurses, engineers, teachers, businessmen and women, scientists, and the next generation. Consider this next time you receive a bad score on a quiz, can't remember the quadratic formula, or lose a basketball game. Live in the moment, because we have all seen how quickly the most important ones can be taken away from us. Congratulations, class of 2021. Sorry, I'm a baby. Okay. And next is A Time Gone Too Soon by Tyler Stanley, third honor.
I'm going to try not to cry. Um, When I began writing this speech, I had no idea what to say. However, people usually tell me that I'm very good at talking, usually when I shouldn't be, so here goes. Congratulations, graduates. This day has been a long time in the making. Hard work not just in the last 4 years, but the last 13. This class has been together for a long time, and this longevity has given us the opportunity to know each other well. It has also given us the opportunity to help and push each other to our greatest potentials. I hope that everyone takes the time not just to be proud of themselves for this outstanding achievement, but also to be thankful for those who pushed you to get here. To those people who have done that for me, my friends and teachers, my sister, grandmother, and of course my parents, I thank you. Throughout 4 years in Bellows Falls, I have made some of the most amazing memories of my life, as well as some that I don't need to remember. But that's just the point. Life is going to be full of ups and downs, and high school is no different. I would be willing to bet that everyone sitting in front of me is spending their last day as a high school student wishing it wasn't over, knowing that it's going to be gone too soon. Whether it be sports, friends, academics, or even teachers that will be missed, we are all likely to leave something behind in high school that we wish we didn't have to. When we entered BFUHS as mere freshmen, one of our first experiences as high schoolers was an orientation with Mr. Hodgson in the auditorium. The only thing I remember him saying was how quickly our time as high school students was going to fly by. And the only reason I remembered this statement was because of how ridiculous it was. I was sure that the 4 years to come would be some of the slowest and most grueling ever. Turns out I was wrong. Time really does fly when you're having fun. But now it's time for the next chapter in our lives, a new era of sorts, in which we take what we learned here, academic or otherwise, and apply it in the real world to those who plan to go into a trade or some sort of trade school. Congratulations. To those of us who are headed off to a college at some point, congratulations. To those going straight into a career, congratulations. And to those who have no idea what their next step is, congratulations. You now have the skills and the diploma to do whatever you find as fit. This class will leave behind a legacy here at Bellows Falls when we are gone. An incredible amount of community service hours amassed, sports teams that have brought home numerous state championships throughout our 4 years, and finally, a Winter Carnival win. Not only this, but I find that the students in this class are going to be hard for community members to forget, due to all that we as a class have done in this community for the better. High school is no doubt full of stress. Stress about that big test coming up, or the playoff game you spent all season preparing for. However, in 20 years, when we're all old and gray, we'll look back and recollect about the test we passed, and the playoff game we won, or lost, but had fun trying. We'll remember all the friends we made, and hard work that we put in, all in an effort to get where we are today. Congratulations, BFUHS Class of 2021. Next up is Emma Perkins with A Seed.
Sorry.
A small entity with unmatched potential. A small entity with a single thought that has the power to set the stage for the future. A small entity that can blossom anywhere, but where it is tendered and nurtured reflects upon how it grows. A seed. If the roots are nourished fittingly, this seed will grow to have flowers and bear fruits. However, if they are severed, this seed dies and its promises are unmet. If you can understand the root from which this seed grows, you can understand everything else included. When I think of a seed, my 18-year-old mind launches back into the mind of my 12, 13-year-old self. I brightly remember my younger self planting seeds and picking fruits and vegetables in the garden of the Westminster Center School with Irene, as I'm sure most of the other Westminster kids out there can think back to as well. I vividly recall when Irene taught me how to properly plant a seed. Our first step prior to planting the seed was to remove all the weeds. Although seeds have a chance at growing in the presence of a weed, it is preferred that its path remain clean. Eagerly, we would effortlessly dig up little holes in the dirt with our hands or a garden spade. Each hole needed to be perfectly spaced from the other so that when the seed was planted and began to grow, it had enough space to grow on its own without intrusion. We would proceed by graciously placing the seed in the newly dug hole, while gently placing and planting soil over the seed. We were each a single seed in the midst of a vast garden. In this garden we have been planted in, Bellows Falls Union High School, it has served us greatly in contributing to who we have become and to who we will become. And for this brilliance, we share our gratitude. Our garden bears all varieties of flowers and trees that were all, at one point, each a seed. With a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of rain, and a little bit of love, we all have the power to flourish among not a garden, but a forest of unseen possibilities. And with one seed, 1,000 forests can be created. Congratulations, class of 2021. Thank you. I will now welcome Elijah Gia to the stage with Wacky Weeks.
All right. Good evening. Thank you, Bells Falls community and beyond, for coming today and helping us reach this pinnacle point in our lives. To all the faculty and staff, thank you. We would not be here without you either. I could have thanked so many individuals tonight, but that would be far too long for this speech. I could have stood up here and offered advice, but I'm no more qualified than all of you to do so. So instead, I'm going to tell you about my 4th block chemistry class last spring. Now, sitting still in class has never been my forte, which I admit hasn't always gone over so well. Nonetheless, it has always kept me engaged in class, so sitting still in my room for remote classes wasn't doing me many favors. After weeks of online classes, one day on Zoom while we were taking notes, I got out a hat and a pair of binoculars and pretended to watch birds for no real reason other than to keep myself occupied. I wasn't even looking at birds, just pretending. It's a bit strange to admit out loud, but that impulse became a critical point in time because that became the first character. 19 characters, and a month later, I came to class as a new person every day we logged onto Zoom. Using props around the house, I became a cowboy, farmer, skier, the hazmat suit, Spartan, Italian mobster, Where's Waldo, mountain biker, pirate, ninja, grim reaper, snorkeler, firefighter, mad scientist, wizard, coal miner, lumberjack, and lastly, my favorite of the bunch, the kayaker. I carried a 10-foot kayak through my house, up the stairs, and into my room just so I could sit in it and take notes for Miss Steiner's chemistry class. At the time, I didn't think much of it, but now I believe engaging in this manner taught me 2 very important lessons. The first of which is the value of having fun. I think too often we take ourselves too seriously, becoming content with tolerating a situation rather than finding ways to enjoy it. Through my experiences, I find that life can be very similar to a mirror, reflecting back what you give it. If you're finding ways to have a good time, it's not uncommon for others to do so as well. Secondly, this manner of engagement taught me the value of making the most of challenging situations. In the past, I've often tried to avoid things that challenged me, letting them take up both my time and energy. Last spring, however, I saw that by accepting that some things are inevitably out of my control, I could better focus my resources on the aspects I could control, make an experience enjoyable and worthwhile. If you're able to accept a situation, it's possible to then turn adversity from an obstacle into an opportunity. We are about to enter a very wacky world. Expect the unexpected, challenge yourself, make the most of the situation, and make sure you're having some fun while you do it. Thank you. Next up is Alyssa Leonard with You Can Improvise Your Way Through Anything.
The first thing they tell you when you get to high school is how fast it will go by. Honestly, I never believed anyone who told me that. How could 4 years pass by so quickly? Little did I know that high school really does go by in the blink of an eye. It is hard to believe that just a short time ago, I was in the band playing Pomp and Circumstance, waiting for this day. Now here we are up on the stage instead of performing next to it or watching in the audience. We are adorned in purple and white caps and gowns. We are the graduates, drawing our tassels from one side to the other. For those of you who know me well, you are well aware of how musically passionate I am. Who doesn't love music? It is essential to life itself. It awakens the soul and soothes us in ways that nothing else can. Just like a musician, we, as the BFUHS class of 2021, can create our own music for our lives. We can choose different genres, tempos, note types, and even compose in a major or minor key. We can choose to show a lot of emotion or conceal our emotions tucked away in the background. Some notes are long and some notes are short, just like the different circumstances throughout our lives. Some events are accented and given more attention, while some are ghosted and barely there. Just because you primarily play or write one type of music doesn't mean you can't broaden your horizons and branch out, experimenting with your experiences. Just like in music, it is necessary to take breaks in life. We can't make it through an entire song without breathing. However, it is important for us not to feel ashamed when we need to rest. It is essential to our emotional and mental health. If we push ourselves to play beyond our threshold, we will run out of breath. We must breathe deeply in order to maintain the ability to play our music. Life isn't a walk in the park. Our class can certainly attest to this sentiment given what we have endured this past year. Despite these challenges, we have learned that just because things don't go exactly as planned, this doesn't mean the outcome won't be the same. For example, as a musician, I make plenty of mistakes in ensembles, and solos even. However, the majority of the time, the audience will not even notice that I made an error. If the crowd doesn't know exactly how a section of music is supposed to be played, then they won't even perceive the one note or rhythm that I didn't play exactly as written. And that's okay. There is an entire style of music that is based on coming up with a solo on the fly. This is called improvisation. Similar to life, not everything is going to be spelled out on a piece of paper in front of you. You may have guiding chord changes and a specific style to follow, but everything else is our own composition. If there is one wish I have for all of us, it is that each of us will compose our own music. We can improvise our way through anything, including our futures wherever you may go. Some of the greatest jazz compositions were improvised, played, and then written down on paper. Faults are normal and go by unnoticed even. We can still accomplish great things, even if we make some mistakes along the way. Next is Bailey Spartalotti with 100 Years.
Here's a little trivia for all of you. Does anyone know the last time there was a pandemic that affected the world in the same way that the coronavirus has affected us? It was over 100 years ago. From 1918 to 1920, the Spanish flu ripped through our planet, infecting a third of the world's population. Cities and countries went into lockdown, and schools were forced to hold classes outside. Only a few of the oldest people alive have had a similar experience to what high school students have gone through in this pandemic. However, the technological innovations since the 1920s have made our experience quite different from those 100 years ago. The widespread use of social media throughout the globe has connected us far more than in past pandemics. We are able to see and hear of events around the world within minutes. My generation, our generation, is the first generation to truly grow up surrounded by this technology. We use this technology the most, and many of us use it for speaking on issues that we feel are important. Every generation has endured major events that have impacted life as they knew it. Whether it was 9/11, the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., or JFK, each generation must face triumph and hardship together. Our class graduates just as the pandemic starts to come to an end. We enter adulthood just as the country fully reemerges. The class of 2021 truly has a chance to come out of this pandemic and make lasting changes. I took a different path than most before coming to BFUHS. This path provided me with a different perspective coming in, and yet I was still accepted. The diversity of opinions and views that this class embodies allows us to engage in meaningful conversations that will change both our community, our country, and our world. Next up are Elliot Graham and his twin sister, Emma.
Sorry, do you want this side? I do not approve of that introduction. Rumor has it, the Graham twins are notorious for showing up
Usually late.
and throwing a wrench into things.
Our sheer entrance into a classroom is enough to derail any productivity and cause an uproar of laughter. So we figured, why stop now? We might as well take the non-traditional route and deliver a joint speech together.
Although that seems like a perfectly logical reason to be up here together right now, the real reason is because Elliot can't do anything on his own. And as many of you could have guessed, yes, I did write this entire speech by myself. We would like to begin by introducing ourselves. Many of you know us as the Graham twins, or my personal favorite, Emma Graham and Emma's twin brother.
If you are a classmate or teacher of ours, you know we are quite competitive. Everything from academics to sports to being the favorite child, there is nothing we don't compete over.
This competitive nature of ours has pushed us to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. while also providing our classmates and teachers with some quality entertainment and sometimes a headache for our parents. Really, the only thing that Elliot has ever beaten me at was being born first, but he has yet to accept the fact that I beat him at everything else.
In the same light, our class has cultivated the same sense of friendship and teamwork that will stick with us for life.
Many of us have grown up together, from the days of Saxons River Elementary School through middle school and now high school, and we have remained inseparable.
Our classmates we met in middle school and instantly bonded with, and some students joined our class in high school but clicked and felt a strong sense of belonging right away.
Members of the class of 2021 have made connections and friendships at this school that will last a lifetime. The teachers and staff at BFUHS have taught us to be strong leaders and independent thinkers, and we will take what we learned here and set out to make a difference in the world.
No matter where you came from or how long you've been at Bellows Falls, the sense of community is contagious, and we are fortunate to have a school system that fosters a safe and caring learning environment.
I know I not only speak for myself, but also my classmates when I say I genuinely looked forward to coming into school every day, and I enjoyed every minute here. From the unforgettable memories we made in class every day or in the hallway joking around with our teachers to the long afternoons on the sports fields with our teammates, we truly have made these past 4 years the best.
Now, although it may not seem like it, we didn't come up here just to roast each other. We came up here because we're a team and we're stronger together, although it's taken us nearly 18 years to realize.
We would like to conclude with the wise words of a very important teacher of ours, who, if he asked us to walk barefoot on broken glass, we would do it without question, with a smile on our face. Same thing goes for his cousin.
He always encouraged us to get along and look out for each other. Sitting in his learning lab sophomore year, he asked us what we would do if when we're older, one of us becomes very successful and the other one is living under a bridge. Would we help each other out and be a team, or tell each other tough loss?
Of course, we argued over who would be the successful one and who would be the poor one, and denied ever feeling any sort of empathy for the other. But despite our bantering antics, in the end, we realized that we're stuck with each other for life, and it will always be the Graham twins against the world. And the class of 2021 will share the same bond now and forever after. Thank you. I now will introduce Molly Hodgson, valedictorian, with a tribute to a true terrier.
One moment, please. I think Sydney had to use a few of those, so. Thank you for waiting. If you asked me about what I plan to write for my graduation speech within the past few months, I most likely responded that my primary objective included making my father cry as much as possible. In hindsight, that may not have been the most lofty goal one would expect from the valedictorian. I fully believe if I had walked up to this podium, recited my ABCs, and then returned to my seat, my father would have bawled.
True.
Whether from disappointment in my lackluster speech or overwhelming relief that he doesn't have to listen to another one, I cannot say. Although I could beautifully sing the alphabet for everyone here tonight, I would rather testify to the significance of the roles extraordinary leaders like my father possess in promoting growth among the greater community. As humans, we maintain a natural inclination for imitation, and we especially enjoy learning from those we designate as our role models. We have both the responsibility and the blessing to eventually select who we allow to guide our behaviors and inspire us to succeed. When we observe a true leader in our lives, we often begin to attempt to take after the qualities we deem most respectable, whether we consciously do so or not. Unfortunately for me, this instinct also led to me learning some less desirable behaviors, like a tendency to talk a little longer than intended sometimes. Nonetheless, I chose to inherit this habit and many more from a man I've admired my entire life, and I could not be prouder to be called his daughter. The commitment I've witnessed from my father to the school and its students during his time as principal, a period almost as long as my lifetime, has ingrained the values of conscientiousness and dedication within me from a young age. His tactful level-headedness and ability to command the respect he deserves has enabled him to create an environment where we can smoothly develop from awkward children into young adults ready to face the world. I could never hope to fully imitate each of my father's greatest qualities. Most of us will never fully emulate the characteristics of our role models, but I also believe that reality exists due to a necessary diversity in every human's unique personal strengths. While our role models can set standards for us to aspire to achieve, we develop our own successes as individuals. Ultimately, the personages we choose to emulate shape our growth into our distinctive identities. At the same time, we may not always agree with those we admire or respect, and we shouldn't expect to either. However, we can learn our greatest lessons from those disagreements. My father has spent a great deal of his time as principal handling disagreements, and he has mastered the ability to maintain his composure and open-mindedness to effectively achieve worthwhile outcomes. Especially in today's polarizing social and political climate, we must remember that we can grow from our disputes and accept others' opinions. Personally, I believe in the existence of a learning opportunity in practically any situation we must face, and our ability to acknowledge these opportunities' existence enables us to exploit their potential for growth. I am confident each of us have thought to ourselves in school at some point, when will I ever need to know this in life? My father shared this response to this common question early on in my high school career that has motivated me throughout the past 4 years. You may never need to know this. Maybe you will only need to know 10% of what you learn in high school after you graduate, but you never know which 10% that may become. Essentially, we can decide which qualities, lessons, and motivations to retain throughout our lives. But the sooner we realize that we have the constant opportunity to make those decisions, the sooner we find more fulfillment from life. My fellow classmates, I hope you remember the exceptional leaders, inspirations, and opportunities that helped you succeed as you walk across the stage tonight, and hopefully for the rest of your lives. I know a single speech alone cannot provide the tribute my father deserves for his 25 total years of dedicated service to the school and its students, but I am only capable of clearly presenting my own personal gratitude to one of my greatest role models. But I have no doubt that he has earned the appreciation of countless others who have passed through our school over the years. Thank you for everything, Dad. And to those who will still remain next year and beyond, you may not miss the piercing sound of my father on the intercom, but, but you will surely miss his presence from the school. And on that note, I would like to ask for a round of applause for my father, Christopher Hodgson, who will be retiring with the graduating class of 2021 as we complete our journey at Bellows Falls Union High School.
You don't want to see this. Wow. Molly certainly succeeded with her clearly stated goal of, I am going to write a speech that makes my dad cry. Nice job, Molly. Of course, Molly succeeds at most of what she does, so I didn't doubt that. But of course, she knows that when it comes to her and her brothers and sisters, it is very easy to tug at my heartstrings. Thank you, Molly. And thank you to all of the seniors who gave some well-written, well-presented, entertaining, thought-provoking, and inspiring speeches. For me, every year, the words of wisdom from the graduates, which is a tradition here at Bellows Falls Union High School, is the highlight of the evening. A round of applause for all of those speeches. Another chance to compose myself. We just heard from the students. Nobody really wants to hear from the principal, but I do want to speak just briefly about this wonderful graduating class that sits before us. You have been through challenges in your high school experience that no others have had to endure. A frequently used term to describe your response to the ever-changing school environment is resilience. If you can successfully make it through the last 3 semesters that you've experienced of your high school career, which clearly you have or you wouldn't be here right now, you can tackle any challenge. It is worth noting that this is the 50th group of graduating seniors from the Bellows Falls Union High School. Yes, 50 years ago, those students crossed this stage on this very field. I know that we've done graduation in a number of places. We've done in the gym, down back, but 50 years ago, it was right here. They did so with an abundance of school pride, founded on many things, not the least of which is the fantastic new school that had just recently opened. As we have all just heard from the class of 2021, that same school pride is alive and well, and I would dare say, as strong as ever. Again, this is a testament to the strength of character that this class has demonstrated all 4 years and their ability to take on challenges as a cohesive group. From all that I have witnessed, you will leave here fully committed to making the most of your opportunities and fully intending to be loyal ever to the purple and the white. Love you too. We'll get there. Now, before we move on to our diplomas, I have to right a wrong from last night. I need to recognize our Career Center students from the Wyndham Regional Career Center, which I had missed out on. It was an oversight on our part, so to right that wrong, I'm going to ask those whose names I'm about to call to stand and be recognized. So from the Brattleboro Career Center, Natalie Dietz, please stand. Natalie earned program completer for the automotive technology and also earned automotive service excellence certification. Owen Griffiths earned program completer for automotive technology and also automotive service excellence certificate. And Benjamin Smith, he earned program completer for automotive technology, automotive service excellence certification, and the Gold Wrench Award. And again, my apologies to you 3 and to your families for having missed that last night, but never too late to right a wrong. So thank you and congratulations. It's also important to note that a record was set last night in terms of local scholarship money awarded to a graduating class from Bellows Falls Union High School. Despite the economic hardships of the last year and then some, these graduating seniors were given over $122,000 in local scholarships last night. That's worthy a round of applause. I want to thank anyone in our community who goes out of their way to make such generosity possible. Okay, you've seen enough of me bawling up here. Now, without further ado, we are going to move on to the distribution of the diplomas to the Bellows Falls Union High School class of 2021. You get that?
Back a bit, back a bit. Oh, where'd he go? All right. No, wait a minute. I've got to get comfy. Okay. Okay, we're ready. Emma Sophia Graham, Class President, National Honor Society. Oh. Molly Chow Hawao Hodston,
valedictorian, class secretary, National Honor Society, and made her dad cry. Allison Bet Ather, National Technical Honors Society. Lucas Andrew Alcott. Kevin Dylan Arandenko. Kendra Cheyenne Atkin. William Jack Lucas Bador. Colton David Baldacero. Dominic Rawson Bates. Anna Marie Christina Baxter. Kobe Austin Bazin, National Honor Society. Sydney Marie Bazin, National Honor Society. Sarah Ann Bennett. Logan Daniel Lisai, Salutatorian, Class Treasurer, National Honor Society. Tyler Charles Joseph Stanley, Third Honor, Class Vice President. Oh, wait a minute, yeah. Logan Christopher Benson Robage. Riley Tyler Boucher. Brendan Scott Bueller. Jack Ryan Burke, National Honor Society. Ashley Caitlin Clark Williams. Logan James Comstock. Caitlin Marcella Rose Conroy. Kristen Rose Marcella Conroy. Taryn Violet Darrell.
That's all right. It's gonna hurt everyone.
Abigail Emma Dearborn. Natalie Ann Dietz. Logan Andrew DePino. Alyssa Haley Douglas. Owen Philip Edwards. Elijah Giancarlo Gia, National Technical Honor Society. Elliot Avery Graham, National Honor Society. Owen Jacob Griffiths. Ozzy Paul Haskell. John Ryan Harrington. Alexander Michael Harabchek, National Honor Society. Raven Rain Hudgens. Madison Kate Jesse Illingworth, National Honor Society and National Technical Honor Society. Lorelei Elise Jones, National Honor Society. Abigail Marie Jocelyn. Dominic LaRue Kendall, National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society. Logan Ruth Laprice. Annika Tracy Larson. Alyssa Lynn Leonard, National Honor Society. Grady William Lockerbie, National Honor Society. Layla Kate Mayoko, National Honor Society. Liam Daniel Mallon, National Honor Society. Haley Jane Martin. Aidan Brian McDermott. Anna Boylan McGrath. Skylee Ann Moody. Amber Lee Murray. Abijah Mason Palmer Guest, National Honor Society. Johanna Margaret Parker, National Honor Society. Lucian Anthony Parker Jennings, National Honor Society. Emma Grace Perkins, National Honor Society. Owen Riley Perry. Olive May Panett, National Honor Society. Garrett Tyler Rani. Mary Elizabeth Jean Marie Rawling. Riley Rabbit Rice. Alexandria May Richards. Aaliyah Marie Sargent.
I'm sorry. Yes, so swap them out.
Bailey Burton Carlson Spartalotti, National Honor Society. Burgess Jean Shem, National Honor Society. Hannah Grace Sheltra. Benjamin Arthur Smith. Isabel Marie Stack, National Honor Society. Scott William Thomas. Clayton Allen Thompson, National Honor Society. Tyler Paul Tessino. Virginia Rose Ware. Garrett Emerson Wheeler. Honored guests and friends, I give you the class of 2021. Any more on here?
You can sit down.
Answer for you.
Looking back on it, high school wasn't all about the events that are portrayed in movies, like school dances and winning championships. Although they make for some of the best memories, I realized when COVID took all of that away, we were still eager to show up every day, and there was something else motivating us. That motivation was simply a typical school day, from showing up and being greeted by the staff at the door, to walking down the hallway saying hi to friends and teachers, to spending time sitting in your teacher's classroom talking and laughing. It's the little things in life that truly mean a lot, and those are the times I will miss the most. In these last few moments that we will spend all together as a class, I urge you to reflect on your time here and appreciate how far you have come. Some of us will leave this town and never look back, and others will stay. But I am confident no matter where we all end up, BFUHS has given us a strong foundation to build our own successful futures, and we will look back on this time and feel proud to be a Terrier. I would like to leave you all with a statement that has stuck with me my entire life. My mom always taught me the importance of being kind to others, whether they are your friends or a complete stranger, and how one small act of kindness can mean so much to someone. In 10 years, that person won't remember what you said or did, but they will remember how you made them feel. As we enter the next chapter of our lives, as much as we want to remember every inside joke and laugh we shared within the school walls, they will fade. However, we will always remember how we felt in those moments, and will look back and smile at all the priceless memories. Thank you to the amazing teachers and staff at this school. You have made our 4 years here absolutely remarkable. We are officially the 2021 graduates of Bellows Falls Union High School. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to invite Jill James, president of our Alumni Association, to give the one award that is given out at every Bellows Falls Union High School graduation, the Alumni Award.
Congratulations, class of 2021. As Mr. Hodson said, I'm here as the BFHS Alumni President to present the Alumni Award. Tonight's recipient embodies the spirit, compassion, and leadership of a true Terrier. He's become increasingly more conscientious with each passing year. He's kind, compassionate, mindful, encouraging, determined, and welcoming of all. He understands the importance of being involved in his community, and he deeply values personal connections. He wants to be remembered not for his accomplishments, rather his kindness to everyone he has encountered. He will most definitely make a difference in the world, regardless of which career path he chooses, as he is truly an amazing human. This year's Alumni Award goes to Bailey Spartalotti. Congratulations, Bailey.
not doing it again.
Bellows Falls, ever glorious. Bellows Falls, to you sing. Bellows Falls, ever victorious. Your praises ever ring. On the field of conflict, we fight for our right. Fight, fight. We'll be loyal, loyal ever to the purple and the white. Rah, rah! Same neck of the woods. Yep, we'll go from there. They try to not overlap their, zone of security too often, though. He's an engineer.
Lee was.
Yep. I just want to say hi to you. Recognize you. They recognize me. Let's kill this.
The mic's closer.
You're all so cool! Don't